Here's the hybrid tapping phrase slow so you can see exactly what's going on. Now full tempo, 110 beats per minute. And one more for control, letting the last note sing.
Here's the lick slow tapping with the middle finger. Now full tempo, 100 BPM, key of D minor. This bend into the tap 17th really sings, let it bloom, then pull off clean. Try it slowly, then build up.
Slow first. 5 hammer 8, tap 12, pull to 8 5. Same on B. Then 7 tap 9 on G, back to 5 7. Keep it even. Now full speed at 110. Accent the groove with muted lows in between taps. Let the rhythm drive the line.
Let that last note breathe. It's the space that makes it sing.
Here's a D minor hybrid tapping lick. Slow first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Full speed. The key move is this jump from 10th to 15th. Keep it lined up and muted.
Here's a hybrid tapping lick in E minor with some wide string skips. First, slow with the tab. Full speed. And slow down to show the skip.
Here's the hybrid tapping phrase in E minor, slow with tab. Now full speed at 120. Every take lines up. Consistency is professionalism.
Here's the lick slow. Notice how the attack grows from a whisper to a punch. Full tempo. Big to tiny, same notes, different feel. Dynamics create expression.
Here's a hybrid tapped idea in D minor. I'll play it slow first so you can see where the notes land. Now the same phrase at tempo, 110, and let it breathe right into that D with a little controlled vibrato. It resolves the tension beautifully.
Here's the hybrid tapping lick, slow first. Full speed, 130. Now watch the right hand in slow-mo.
Here's a melodic hybrid tap phrase in C minor. Slow first, now full speed at 105 BPM. Let that sing with a touch of vibrato. Resolve it.
Now the speed burst, half speed replay.
Speed comes from control.
Here's a D minor hybrid tapping lick that skips strings. First, slow, full tempo. Right hand view, notice the index doing the taps while the pick and middle finger keep everything muted. Clean muting is everything.
Keep the tapping finger right on the fret, let the left hand flow. Speed comes after control.
Combine tapping with chords for melodic textures. Keep finger pressure light for clarity. Aim for minimal wrist motion. Here's the short lick. Chords on G and B, hammer-ons with the left, taps on the high E with the right. Learn chordal hybrid tapping. Subscribe now.
Combine tapping with large fret jumps for expressive licks. Ensure both hands move in perfect sync. Master advanced hybrid tapping. Subscribe now.
Double taps enhance speed and clarity. Maintain fluid motion to avoid unwanted noise. Improve your tapping skills. Subscribe now.
Learn clean hybrid tapping for fast, expressive licks. Synchronize your fingers for smooth tapping runs. Master hybrid tapping. Subscribe now.
Use different vibrato styles for musical expression. Master advanced vibrato. Subscribe now.
Review top guitar techniques in one clip. See everything applied cleanly. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips and master your guitar.
Short bursts improve finger dexterity and speed. Accuracy is more important than speed. Improve shred control. Subscribe now.
Double stops add harmony and texture to your playing. Pick both notes evenly for balanced tone. Master double stops. Subscribe now.
Octave shift octaves cleanly for precise lead playing. Keep picking and fretting in perfect sync. Improve octave technique. Subscribe now.
Slide chords smoothly for expressive rhythm playing. Ensure chords remain clear while sliding. Master chord slides. Subscribe now.
Skip strings cleanly with precise picking and fretting. Maintain clean attack and avoid string noise. Learn advanced string skipping. Subscribe now.
Clean harmonics require precise finger and pick control. Pinch harmonics add expressive tone. Use proper angle. Master harmonics. Subscribe for daily tips.
Accuracy comes from perfect hand coordination. Synchronize hands before increasing speed. Improve hand coordination. Subscribe now.
Learn to play chords in multiple positions. Clean motion ensures clarity and speed. Master chord inversions. Subscribe now.
Smooth, connected notes are the key to legato. Minimal motion ensures precise and fast legato runs.
Improve legato technique. Subscribe for daily tips.
Learn clean tapping for fast, precise notes. Tap with controlled finger pressure to avoid unwanted noise. Master tapping techniques. Subscribe now.
Add punch and control to your riffs. Your palm rests lightly by the bridge. Let the pick do the work. Lock in a steady stream of muted downstrokes on those power chords. Left and right hands must coordinate for clean muting. Keep your fretting fingers firm and consistent while the
Learn smooth, continuous picking across strings. Keep fingers close to frets for clean tone. Master sweep picking. Subscribe for daily tips.
Smooth slides create expressive phrasing. Control pressure to avoid buzzing. Learn more advanced techniques. Subscribe.
Combine pick and fingers for smooth arpeggios. Sync fingers with picking hand for clean sound. Daily pro tips for hybrid picking. Subscribe now.
Clean tone starts with correct muting. Right hand mutes low strings. Left hand controls the rest. Master clean playing. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips.
Clean picking starts with perfect motion and angle. Alternate between down and up strokes, letting the pick glide through the string. Keep the hand relaxed but consistent. Now, add the fretting hand. Keep hands in sync, accuracy before speed. Every note should line up with a pick stroke. Once it's tight,
Great vibrato starts with stability. Rotate the wrist, never shake the finger. Control your vibrato. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips.
Great bends start with proper finger support. Rotate the wrist, don't push with fingers. Play bends perfectly in tune. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips.
Buzzing strings? Let's fix your bar chords. Rotate the wrist and place the thumb lower for cleaner notes. Daily guitar upgrades? Subscribe now.
Hammer-ons. Let's fix that. Use controlled snapback for cleaner pull-offs. Want daily pro techniques? Subscribe now.
Your fingers move together? Let's fix that fast. Practice controlled lifts. Each finger must act independently. Want daily pro-level drills? Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips.
Here's a killer way to lock in your string skipping with alternate picking. I'm starting on the 6th string, downstroke, and skipping right over to the 4th for the upstroke. Watch the diagram, pink arrows show pick direction, and the gray ring means we skip that string. Keep the motions tiny and relaxed. Once the hands sync up, you can push the tempo.
Want perfect legato? Check this out. All hammer-ons and pull-offs here, no extra pick strokes. Listen for even volume and zero gaps. Keep the movement tiny, let the string do the work. Here's a quick lick from the Ultimate Guitar Licks Vault, all legato and super fluid. Clicking subscribe gets
Chug City. Hear that tight low end? That's palm muting done right. On the left, too much pressure, it turns to mud. On the right, light touch, clean, controlled. Put it all together in a riff from the Ultimate Guitar Licks Vault. Want more fast tips? Subscribe. Guitar Quick Tips.
Here's how to pick faster. Right on the high E, watch the wrist. Tiny motions, no arm swing. Down, up, down, up. Let the pick barely clear the string. Put it together with a quick lick from the Ultimate Guitar Licks Vault. Want more? Subscribe for Guitar Quick Tips.
Want pro chord control? Watch this progression. Learn to move between complex chords effortlessly. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips for daily chord mastery.
Want pro-level speed? Start with this simple exercise. This builds finger independence, accuracy, and control.
Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips for daily pro exercises.
Want to take your guitar skills to the next level? Let's dive in. Master complex chords and scales. Learn the techniques that top guitarists use to stand out. Subscribe to Guitar Quick Tips for exclusive lessons and tips. Play like a pro.
Here's one of the most common beginner mistakes on guitar, flattening your finger like this. Instead, rotate and come down on the tip, thumb behind the neck. Check the angle. That tiny change gives you a clean ringing note and makes chord changes way easier. Practice this on every chord you play.
On guitar, your fretting fingers are numbered 1 through 4. Index is 1, middle is 2, ring is 3, and pinky is 4. Anytime you follow a tab or a chord chart, these are the numbers you'll see. Here's how it looks on the neck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you remember those numbers, you can build lines.
Start on E minor, 2 fingers, easy breath. Strum once. Slide the middle up to the 3rd fret for G. Ring stays close. Hear it. Now drop into C. Index on the 1st fret B string. Middle and ring fall in. Rotate to D. 3 fingers in a small triangle. Let it ring. Loop it. E minor.
In any key, the chords live on a circle like this. Watch what happens in C major. C is home bass, the tonic. G pulls outward, the dominant. F moves sideways, the subdominant. This little triangle is the engine of most music. Shift here and things feel settled or tense.
Here's a trio you can rely on any day: G, C, and D. These 3 chords will take you through countless songs or help you write your own. Just keep them in this order and let the rhythm breathe. Simple, musical, and it always works.
Here's a simple way to hear tone differences just with your plucking fingers. Listen first to how the string sounds when plucked with the flesh of the finger. And now compare it to a nail-lead stroke for a brighter edge.
Watch how the pick angle changes the sound. Steep angle, more bite. Flatten it out, warmer and rounder. You don't need to squeeze, just enough pressure to keep it steady. Loosen up and the attack gets airy, press a touch harder and the note pops. Small moves, big tone shift. Watch how the pick angle changes the sound. Steep angle, more bite. Flatten it out, warmer and rounder. You don't need to squeeze, just enough pressure to keep it steady. Loosen up and the attack gets airy, press a touch harder and the note pops. Small moves, big tone shift.
Hear that? It's dead. The index finger's knuckle has collapsed and it's leaning on the neighboring strings. Plus, the thumb is wrapped over the top, twisting the wrist inward. All of that kills the chord. Even if you press hard and strum again, still muted. This is one of the most common beginner mistakes.
On the left, the fingers are too flat, brushing other strings and giving that dull buzz. On the right, each fingertip drops straight down. Listen to the difference. Instant clarity with the same chord. Focus your pressure, and every D major will ring clean. On the left, the fingers are too flat, brushing other strings and giving that dull buzz. On the right, each fingertip drops straight down. Listen to the difference. Instant clarity with the same chord. Focus your pressure, and every D major will ring clean. This is the speed drill at 100 beats per minute. Keep your stroke short, relaxed, and even. Bump it to 120. Notice the thumb and index barely move. 140. Stay loose. Let the pick glide across the string. 160. Aim for an even tone. Speed comes from
pick a little instead of keeping it flat. Rolling it toward the floor gives the string something to grip, which brightens the attack. Straighten it out and the tone smooths and warms up. A few degrees make a big difference. Try both and listen. Experiment until you find the sound that feels right.
Hear that? The chord's choked because my fingers are collapsing onto the other strings. Let's fix it. Step 1. Curl the knuckles so only the very tips touch the strings. Step 2. Drop the thumb to the center of the neck, giving the fingers room to arch. Step 3. Let the unused fingers hover nice and low.
Here's the classic power chord grip. Index on the root, ring, and pinky 2 frets up. Strum down and up. That's all there is. Keep the other strings muted with your index finger. You only want 2 notes ringing. The shape is totally movable. Slide it anywhere for a new chord. Let's put it together. 4 D5s.
Here's a 1-second tweak for instantly better tone. First, loosen your grip on the pick. Let it float a bit rather than clamping down. Next, rotate the pick about 15 degrees so the edge, not the flat face, meets the strings. That tiny angle takes the scratch out and lets the notes sing.
Start with a C. Nice and round. Slide to G, thumb stays low. A minor, keep the fingers curved. And F, use the side of the index for the bar. Back to C. Keep the motion small, let each note ring. When it feels smooth, loop the set and gradually pick up the tempo.
Want instant warmth? Roll the tone knob back just a touch, about 5 on the dial. Then pick closer to the neck instead of over the hole. That smoother string attack brings out the wood, not the twang. Together, those 2 moves give you a warmer, fuller tone without touching an amp or pedal. Try it the next.
Here's a crisp C major chord. Index on the 1st fret of the B string, middle on the 2nd fret of the D, ring on the 3rd fret of the A. Let the other strings ring open except the low E. Keep that one muted. Slide to G. Middle finger on the 3rd fret low E.
G, C, and D. Here's G. Bright day. Switch to C. Cool breeze. D chord. Don't stop. Let's put them together. Bright day, cool breeze.
keys don't stop, we sing. And that's your sunshine song.
Quick tip for picking speed. Keep the motion in the wrist, stay relaxed, and use bursts to push the tempo. Watch, slow it back down, keep it clean, control before raw speed. Your turn.
Here's your first chord, G major. Place finger 2 on the 5th string, finger 3 on the 6th, and finger 1 on the 2nd string. Strum all 6 strings. Slide to C. 3rd finger on the 5th string, 2nd finger on the 4th, 1st finger on the 2nd. Let the top string ring open. And now D major.
For fast alternate picking, keep the wrists loose. Use tiny motions and let the pick glide through the string. Grip the pick just firm enough so it won't fly away. Don't squeeze, start on one string. Get the strokes even before you speed up. Once it's clean, nudge the tempo up.
Your fingers too slow? Try this 1-minute daily finger exercise. Wrap a band around your fingertips, expand, then squeeze. That's 1. Repeat it 10 times. Feel that burn? That's speed in the making. Back to the keys. Smooth, right? Subscribe for more quick wins.
Struggling to switch chords? Keep your fingers closer to the fretboard. Tiny moves equal big speed. Watch how little my fingers actually travel. The less distance, the faster the switch. Subscribe for quick daily tips and level up your playing.
Of the perfect 11th, an interval that adds sophistication to your chords and solos. Can you hear it? Subscribe to Basic Music Education for more ear training tips.
Train your ear to instantly identify minor and major ninths, essential for expressive solos and chord voicings. Subscribe to Basic Music Education for more ear training lessons.
Listen closely. Can you tell the major sixth from the minor sixth? This is essential for your ear training. Listen closely. Can you tell the major sixth from the minor sixth? This is essential for your ear training.
The perfect fourth, pure, stable, and the backbone of countless melodies. Listen carefully and remember its sound.
Listen carefully. Feel the emotion difference between these intervals. The minor third is sad. The major third is bright.
Can you hear the octave? Play the first note. Now play the same note, 1 octave higher. Hear that harmony? Subscribe to Basic Music Education.
Listen closely. This is the sound of a fifth. Learn to recognize it anywhere. Listen closely. This is the sound of a fifth. Learn to recognize it anywhere.
Can you hear the octave? Play the first note. Now play the same note, one octave higher. Hear that harmony? Subscribe to Basic Music Education.